Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the 33 Lounge. We're doing away with the seasons. We're doing away with the episode counts. We're raw dogging this every week, so every week feels like your first time. JR, say hello to the people.
The doctor is in. Hello to the people.
All right. Yeah. You want to explain the glasses now, or are you going to wear them the whole time?
Well, I'm paying homage
Yes.
to the better Tuttle brother. And as it stands, seemingly, he's the better social media giant than we are.
Yeah.
I like to think, though, we popped his cherry.
I mean, we did plant the seed for quite a few people.
So your brother, he's out here doing big things.
He's on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes. Dr. Sports 33. Shout out to him. I'm proud of him. He's got that sweet gray beard.
He's been at it for a week.
And if any of you have seen his stuff, which a lot of people have,
Yeah.
he wears sunglasses. Whoop, that way. Sometimes they're a little strange, but
Yeah.
he's still the better Tuttle brother. I think I might have picked the wrong
You
brother.
didn't pick anybody. I picked you.
Fair. But I will take these off now. This is my salute.
To Dr. Sports 33. How many followers is he up to? Subscribers?
712. I don't know.
He
We're
does
at like 2.
he does betting stuff.
Wow,
So,
it's bright in here now. Jeez.
so if you bet, gamble, you want to check out his page, Dr. Sports 33 on YouTube. He does daily locks, I believe. He's 4-1,
Yeah.
5-1, something like
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to start listening. I haven't
So.
bet in a while. Let's get a little studious. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh,
Jeez.
yeah. Welcome. No. That's not how he sounds.
All right. We're gonna dive into
Did I
free
say hello?
agency. Yeah, you
I did.
did.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Yeah, it's
Sure.
it's a fresh start.
Yep.
Those of you that maybe saw the Facebook, TikTok, YouTube post, there was a fire burning behind us.
Yes.
Because our world is a dumpster fire.
I wouldn't say it's a dumpster fire. Listen, we said from the beginning, we're doing this because we enjoy it.
That's
And,
right.
I mean,
Then I became a diva.
you did.
Yeah.
You got used to the fame. You let it go to your head.
I know people stopping me in the public and, hey man, great show. And I'm like, yeah. Now it's, hey man, who are you?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't go out in public, so I wouldn't know.
me neither.
Well, we're going to just kind of jump right into NFL free agency. But before we do, I want to cover some of the early headlines that I caught for the Steelers
Can we stop for a second?
already.
R.I.P. to
Oh, the Wolf.
Craig Wolfley.
Craig Wolfley.
Yeah.
Sideline reporter on the radio for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
20 years.
You know, he took
10
that.
years with the Steelers as a player.
You know when he took that job?
In the 90s.
He took that job and Touch Ilkin died.
Well, he was there with
Yeah,
him.
he was there, but
That's his Chaluch.
yeah,
Now they're reunited.
reunited. Yeah, R.I.P. That came kind of out of nowhere. They haven't
66, man.
They haven't released a reason or a cause of death.
No.
We don't know what's going on. I mean, he could have been sick, not made it public knowledge. You know,
Yeah.
maybe the family knows. I don't know, but
Either way.
that was kind of out of left field today.
Yeah.
Lost a good one.
Yeah.
But
One more thing. Since the last time I seen you, I'm down 6 pounds.
boom. I'm probably up 6 pounds.
Well, you lost it.
I was down
Wait,
and up, and
I lost it. You found it.
I wasn't looking for it though.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm not a very good gift giver, obviously. We
I
found
am.
that out.
I am the greatest gift giver.
And it just continues. If I lost 6, you gain 6. It's just correlation of my terrible gift giving.
It's okay.
Thanks. I love you.
Third time you ready to get started?
Yep, fresh start. Let's go.
Sure.
For now. You got the pink notebook. You got the pink pen.
Brought back the pink notebook. I have garage time in the lounge.
My notebook with all kinds of notes.
Sure.
Yep. My brain. I'm done now.
So we're talking NFL free agency. We're going to kind of get into it and run it down. But some of the early things we heard leading up to recording day for the Steelers, and then as we cover free agency, we'll see how this all played out. On Thursday, the priority came from management. The priority was to re-sign either Fields or Justin Wilson.
Right. More so Fields, it sounded like.
Yeah, more so Fields. Then on Saturday, out of the blue, it was dropped that Fields wanted to test free agency.
I don't blame him.
Which we'll get into that here very shortly.
Okay.
Then you're hearing who's tied to Pittsburgh. You had Christian Kirk, Darius Slay, Aaron Rodgers, Chase Darno, Matthew Stafford, all tied to the Steelers.
Right.
So as we go through this, we'll see how any of that played out.
Right.
So right off the rip, I think one of the better trades so far this free agency or off season was the very first one.
And that was
the Niners trading Deebo Samuel to Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a young quarterback almost lead your team to a Super Bowl. And what do? You go out and you get him another weapon, play alongside Terry McLaurin. They also went out and signed offensive lineman Tunsil from Houston today.
Yeah.
To add to that.
Nice.
So they seem to be doing it right. They know they got a young nucleus. They got a good wideout. Get them some complimentary additions on the other side of the field. They're bringing back Zach Ertz on a 1-year contract.
Smart.
So, I mean, they're everything's lining up for Washington to have another great year and possibly avoid that sophomore slump for Jaden Daniels.
Possibly win that division against those Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as of right now, I think so far that's probably the one that fits the best for a team.
Yeah. You didn't see Chicago Bears doing that.
No, well, we'll get into the Bears here shortly. But yeah, I mean, well, they did kind of do that. They went out and got Keenan Allen. They re-signed DJ Moore. They got DeAndre Swift. But they didn't do enough to protect him.
Right.
Last year. So they're addressing that this year. That's on my next page, so I can't get to it right
Sorry.
now. But I mean, they kind of did. They drafted Caleb Williams, and they immediately stacked that offense. Justin Fields didn't have that.
No.
I mean, he had weapons, but, in order to get the ball to those weapons, you need protection.
Right.
And I feel like we dogged Caleb Williams the whole year, but, I mean, actually, the dude ran for his life a lot.
He did, but I still think, yep.
Jaden Daniels?
Thank you. It should have been the first overall pick.
Well, we talked about it in draft special.
Right.
And I think you saw that play out last year. You had, I don't know if Jaden Daniels started the season, but, he didn't make the headlines.
No.
Caleb Williams likes to talk.
Right.
He lives in the limelight out there in USC before going to Chicago. So he's a media darling. He likes to put his face in front of the camera and speak. Ooh. Which you might not necessarily want your quarterback to do an awful lot.
Right.
Especially when he throws the team under the bus. But no, I mean, Washington gearing up for another good season. The next one I saw, I marked down, was a complete and utter shock to me.
Okay.
So Myles Garrett comes out, says he's done talking with the organization. He wants to seek a trade.
Yeah, he's aiming to go to Canton, not stay in Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, then they threw a stack of cash down on the table.
Guess what?
And dude pulled a 180 real quick.
And he claims his statement wasn't about forcing the Browns to get more money.
So his extension, just the extension, he's still owed 1 year on his current contract, but his
Right.
extension is 4 years, $123 million guaranteed, 40 years per year. $160 million extension with $123 million guaranteed.
Not to interrupt you, but so TJ's in his last year of his contract we're coming into.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do there?
Well, they're working out a deal. It looks like 3 years, 115 is the last I saw. I have it written down.
Well,
here.
I'm just because there's always been this back and forth, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and you got to think TJ's sitting there now seeing a 4 in front of that 0 number for Myles, that he might think he's owed that. Now, granted,
3 year, 105 million.
okay, but granted, like his totality of his career, he's done great things and everything like that. But what did you do for me lately? Like, I don't know.
You talking about Garrett?
No, TJ Watt.
TJ, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, right now in the NFL, I think there's 3 legit generational talents when it comes to pass rushing. I mean, we're going to obviously be homers with TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Now, the last 5 games of the season didn't really go his way.
No.
But overall, we know the history. We know what he's done. We know how many Defensive Player of the Years he should have won. And then you got Myles Garrett, who we would never admit it because we're not Browns fans. But
listen, if
when you pull back, you gotta.
If he was a Steeler, I'd love the guy. I would. I'm not knocking him. I mean, that year he won, Yeah.
And then you got Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
For Dallas. And these guys double teamed 85% of the plays.
Right.
I mean, that's who you key on. So I think right now we're living in a world where we get to see 3 future Hall of Famers playing that edge rush. And when you're talking about it, if you take TJ off of that defense, though, that's a massive hole. Same with Myles Garrett.
It's big.
But here's what I don't understand about the Browns and what they're doing with Myles Garrett is you already have $220 million guaranteed tied up in Deshaun Watson.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what you do with him. Doesn't matter if he's played his last snap in Cleveland. Doesn't matter if you part ways with him. His contract was fully guaranteed. Now you're throwing another $123 million guaranteed on top of the $220 you're already paying this guy. You have $350 million almost tied up in 2 guys in guaranteed money.
Right.
You're leveraging your entire organization on the fact that you're paying. You're not going to. Are they going to Bobby Bonilla, Deshaun Watson? Are we going to have a Watson day where like massage parlors throw parties across the nation? I mean, how can you give him $220 million and
yeah? Because I don't know. That organization's a mess. I mean, the Steelers organization is a mess too, but not like that.
I think the Steelers organization has been hijacked by the popularity, for whatever reason, of their head coach.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later too.
Put a pin in
it. Then you had the Steelers finally making a plunge into
a big one.
Free agency, yeah. A big one. The biggest since we signed Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
This is the biggest free agent signing since Jerome Bettis. And it's more than double.
And the Steelers historically haven't had a lot of free agent signing on the offense side of the ball. It's been more defensive. Patrick Queen last year.
Well, I didn't name who we signed, so.
I know, but
you're right.
People aren't dumb.
I know
they're not dumb.
We went out and got DK Metcalf for a 2nd round pick in a late round swap. He's looking at an extension with Pittsburgh and upwards of $132 million over 4 years. So not only is this a good signing for Pittsburgh, but it raises a couple questions though.
The guy's in his prime.
He's in his prime,
but
but
who's throwing the ball to that guy in his prime?
Well, not just that. What do we do with Pickens? Because essentially that's the money Pickens is looking for.
Right. So I don't know. You could trade him, but then we're back to looking for another wide receiver. Although Cooper Kupp is supposed to be getting cut.
If Cooper Kupp gets cut,
mm-hmm.
I would then and only if he signs with Pittsburgh would I contemplate trading Pickens.
Yeah, at this point right now, you got to ride out this last year.
You have to have two. You have to have two targets.
Right.
But also, I mean, we just released Ogunjobi, freed up another $7 million in cap space. So Pittsburgh, essentially outside of this one signing, was heading into the offseason with $70 million in cap space.
Yeah.
The most we've had in a long time.
And with this contract for Metcalf, it'll drop it down to like $40 million if he's getting like $30 million a year. So still a lot of room. I don't know. So you're looking at, in my opinion, Russ or...
Well, yeah, you posed the question, who's going to throw the ball?
Right.
We saw a lot come out of Steelers camp early about Justin Fields.
Right.
Now everybody knows Fields signed with the Jets today.
2 years, $40 million? Is that what it's going to be?
2 years, $40 million.
Right.
And a lot of questions were around that. And I read earlier today that he was in talks with Pittsburgh. The money was right. The terms were right. But he wanted assurances that what happened last year wouldn't happen again. That he wouldn't get benched if they came across another quarterback later in free agency or drafted somebody in the draft.
Right.
You know, he wanted to make sure that he had a year to show what he can do on the field.
He wanted to be the guy.
And I don't blame him.
No.
The dude
and I'm sure that was promised to him last year.
Well, it was promised to Russ.
Well, it was promised. I mean, like, hey, get through this year, and then we'll negotiate, and then you'll be our guy.
Well, who knows what Tomlin does?
I would like to think, because it only makes sense. You're going to give up a 6th-round pick to bring in this guy. And it only made, I mean, we talked about this at length when this all happened. If you're bringing in Fields, it only makes sense if you're going to do that, you're going to sign him long-term, so he's your guy.
Well, we thought that was a smart thing to do.
Right. Well, it only makes sense. So I would assume, I mean, maybe the Wolves pull over his eyes. I don't know. But, you know, here we are. Still not.
He was introduced to a Tomlin run team.
Right. And good on him for doing what he did in them 6 games he got to audition.
Well, yeah, he's 4-2
for the Jets.
Threw for 1,100 yards, ran for 200 plus more, I believe. Right. 8 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Right.
Ran for a few more.
Right.
Red zone scoring percentage was 88% or 83%. I'm sorry. So it's not like the dude played bad.
Right.
I mean, if you're worried about yards per game, 1,100 plus 1,300 for 6 games, listen. From Roethlisberger's last 2 years to the year of Kenny Pickett to the year of the Pickett Mason Rudolph debacle, like we haven't been burning down the stat sheet.
No.
So the days of 500 yards passing are long gone.
Right.
But I think the more important thing now is protecting the ball, and that's what Justin Fields did.
Yeah.
He got us down into the red zone, and they honestly couldn't stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the conversations were inside the Steelers organization should have been that.
Right.
But unfortunately, they were not. And I told you earlier this week, word is he's meeting with the Jets. I had this feeling he's going to New York. I had a feeling he didn't want to come back to Pittsburgh as much as, you know, the press is digging. Fields wants to come back.
Right.
And here we are.
Still
quarterback list.
Yeah.
We do have a quarterback on the roster.
No, I thought.
No, we got a quarterback on the roster.
Who?
Skylar Thompson.
Oh, the
futures.
Yeah,
he's on a futures contract, but he's under contract.
Yeah.
The former Miami Dolphin.
Yeah.
So hey, that's a quarterback.
Ish. Well, at this point now, you have a DK Metcalf, and for intensive purposes, you have a George Pickens. the DK Metcalf thing, you need a gunslinger now. You need a guy that's going to throw the ball down the field. I mean, that could be a Russ Wilson. That could be our Aaron Rodgers.
So Rodgers hasn't come out and say he's playing this year yet.
No, he hasn't.
I think with what we know as of right now, at what time is it? 7:30.
7:30.
7:34 on a Monday evening. What we know right now, your only option is Russ Wilson.
Which it's another connection with DK Metcalf.
Well, yeah.
DK Metcalf had his best year with Russ.
He knows the offense. He's played with DK Metcalf. Metcalf's played with Wilson. There's some sort of comfortableness there with them two. I mean, it's not like they only played a year or two. I mean, they played for years in Seattle. So I honestly, we'll get into more of the rumor mill here.
Yeah.
But I think that's your only way to go.
Or Ben Roethlisberger comes out of retirement.
Well,
he joked around about.
You know, he jokes, but I bet you he can come in and play right now and do just as well.
Lev Bell retweeted the video of him saying that. And he was like, if he's going, I'm coming.
And what's sad is Bell could probably come in there and still be good for $500-600 a year.
Yeah.
Couple tutties.
And then right now it's looking like Warren's going to stay.
Wow.
Because I don't think anybody's
I don't know
if
it looks like he's going to stay. We tendered him.
Who's
we tendered him for something high.
Second round pick for that guy.
That's what I mean.
Right. So, but with them doing that and not seeing anything with Najee yet, I don't know. I think we might have seen Najee play his last game back on whatever day that was.
Well, moving on. Another receiver who was tied to Pittsburgh signed with Houston, Christian Kirk from Jacksonville. I mean, that dude's been tied to us for 2 years.
They were in heavy talks at the trade deadline for him, but we went a different route. Sort of. So this is what always boggled my mind when you were doing your trade rumors. Mm-hmm.
I honestly felt like everybody in the NFL
was linked
to Pittsburgh at some point in time.
Yeah.
So here's where part of our offseason kind of started to crumble a little bit.
Okay.
With this trade. Vegas went out and grabbed Geno Smith.
Yep.
For a 3rd round pick. Which puts Seattle in kind of a similar situation. They lost their starting quarterback and their receivers. Tyler Lockett is gone. DK is gone. Now they lost Geno. So what did they do? They went out and signed Chase D'Arnaud, who was also linked with Pittsburgh.
Right.
But from what I'm reading is he was actually in talks with Pittsburgh. It looked like he was going to be the next quarterback of the Steelers. And then some late phone call. Seattle's interested. Seattle matched the offer. I don't know what he sees in Seattle that he didn't see in Pittsburgh. I don't know. Maybe because they gave him more money. I don't know what we offered him.
I don't know either.
I don't know how far our talks went with him. But yeah, he stepped in Seattle, signed I think a 4-year, $110 million contract.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I didn't write this down. But what would...
Wait, I thought it was Sam Darnold that signed with the Seahawks.
Yeah, Sam. I said Chase, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, who's Chase Darnold?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Sam Darnold.
Wait a minute.
But what would...
I wouldn't have gave that guy that kind of money. I mean, yeah, he had a rejuvenation, so to speak, there in Minnesota. But you have Justin Jefferson. Now he's going to Seattle with
nothing.
I mean, he was at the Jets, right? With nothing. We've seen how that played out. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about him being linked to us unless he was coming here as a backup.
Breaking news.
You have breaking news?
Steelers have a deal in place with linebacker Malik Harrison on a 2-year, $10 million deal.
Who's Malik Harrison? I
He's a
don't.
Buckeye.
Oh yeah, where
Played for
was he at
Ravens.
though?
Ravens.
Ravens. Oh, another Ravon. Where's he gonna play?
I don't know.
Is T.J. Watt getting traded?
Depth? I don't know. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, Holcomb. We got Holcomb. We have Highsmith. We have T.J. Watt. I mean, T.J. Watt's technically a defensive lineman, but I guess in a way, it's, I don't know. Really. Another linebacker. Oh, and then we have, what's his nuts? Peyton Wilson.
Payne Wilson. I'm trying to find.
Patrick Queen.
Yeah,
We're pretty deep at linebacker. I don't know. Maybe Highsmith's getting traded. Remember, that was a rumor last year.
Yeah, Darnold signs with on a 3-year, $110.5 million contract.
Way overpaid. Way overpaid.
Yeah. We'll get in. I'll pull that back up and we'll go through the new ones once we get through this. We talked about the Bears already.
The Bears.
Like we said last year, when they drafted Caleb Williams, they went out and loaded that team, re-signed DJ Moore extension. They drafted Roman Dunze. They got Keenan Allen. They signed DeAndre Swift. Now this year, they went out in free agency. They signed another former Buckeye from the Rams, offensive lineman Jonah Jackson. And then Super Bowl champion from the Chiefs for a 5th. Listen, I understand we have a young center.
Yeah.
But if you can go out and get veteran John Tooney for a 5th-round pick who has started for the Chiefs, why would you not?
Right.
Is that all that guy demanded on the market?
Yeah.
A 5th-round pick for a multiple-time Super Bowl champion?
Well, we didn't give up a 1st-round pick for DK either. That's kind of crazy.
When we'll get into that tender offer on Warren at the end. But I think they knew all along what they were going to do with that trade, the Steelers. But yeah, so the Bears went out, signed 2 offensive linemen. They signed their weapons last year. They drafted Williams. Williams might not suck this year.
Yeah.
He may have a good sophomore year too.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Because all they really needed to do, well, I mean, obviously their defense needs some help, but they definitely had to get that kid some help. I mean, as much as I don't like him,
yeah.
I mean, he was running for his life.
Right.
Kind
of like Kenny Pickett when he was a Steeler.
So Stafford hit the market as well. Ended up restructuring with the Rams, but another name tied to Pittsburgh.
You imagine that dude with DK Metcalf?
Well, it doesn't matter what we imagine.
I know. I'm just saying.
Because the dude came out and said he had 0 interest in joining the Steelers.
That hurts.
You know, there was a time when,
I get it.
I mean, I do now.
You know the person out there like giving roses to the Steelers nonstop when people ask him about it? Aaron Rodgers.
But Rodgers isn't a fix.
No.
Or he's like a Band-Aid.
Right. He's
for like a severed limb.
Somebody said he'll give you an Indian summer. You know, like it'll be 1 year of just
kayaking and ayahuasca.
I think if you bring in a guy like Russ or Aaron Rodgers, you're going to have to draft a QB, which, in my opinion, the only option would be Will Howard out of the group of guys, not Cal McCord, but a Will Howard who had a bad combine. Yes, we know.
You know, didn't have a bad combine.
Who?
Kyle McCord.
Nobody cares. But Will Howard won a national championship and beat some big teams along the way. Yeah, he didn't win against Michigan, but
I want to know how that, like, how's the front office react to that? Like, you used to be the destination everybody wanted to go to.
Right.
And now you have a quarterback, probably the best quarterback hitting the market, on the market,
Oh, top 5 guy. Yeah.
saying,
I don't
I
want
don't
no
want to go to
interest. Yeah.
Pittsburgh. I have zero interest in going
Right.
to Pittsburgh.
I don't think they care because the standard's the standard, and they're going to find a way to get that 9 and 8,
We'll
10
also
and
talk
7.
about the standard because I got a response to this.
Well, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I don't think they care. I don't.
Well, they restructured the understanding for the Rams, and then they went out and signed Devontae Adams,
Right.
who generally likes to ride the coattail of Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Follow Aaron Rodgers around the league.
Can't do that now.
Nope.
Because there'd be no reason for them to bring in Aaron Rodgers.
Now, if there was a chance we get Rodgers and Adams with DK,
right,
that might sway me a little bit.
Yeah.
But now that Devontae Adams is signed with the Rams, there's I don't really care if we sign Rodgers. I don't think he should start for us. He'd be a good veteran leadership in the locker room.
Well, he ain't going to come here if he ain't going to start.
Exactly.
Right.
Plus, we don't even know if he's going to play this year.
Correct.
He has yet to come out and say whether he's retiring or whether he's going to come out and play another season. So,
but the thing is with him, if he were to come here, you're going to get him on the cheap like you did Russ last year because he's getting paid by the Jets. So that's the only kicker, in it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know how sold I am on.
Oh, I'm not sold. I'm starting to feel like this is shaking up the way the wide receiver position was for us last year. We didn't get off the pot, Everything happened before we
could. Too long to make a move.
Yeah.
You're running an organization with no running backs, no quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And you're watching these teams sign these free agents, make these trades. Wouldn't that motivate you to get into it?
It would, but now you're left with staring at 2 veteran quarterbacks, and you've seen what you got out of Russ last year. Now, some of that wasn't all on him, but a lot of it was too. But then you have Aaron Rodgers, who seemingly was healthy last year.
Didn't have a good year, though,
Did not have a good year. And he got his buddy to come over, and it still didn't get any better. And that's what we're left with. The only other thing, dark horse, Ryan Tannehill didn't play at all last year, and he's still technically a free agent. He hasn't retired.
Well, there's going to be things moving around after the draft too. So this isn't. I don't think we've seen the only quarterbacks that we're going to Russ Wilson, Justin Fields, Darnold, Stafford, and Rodgers. I mean, there's your main names.
Yeah,
there's going to be more.
Maybe
things are going to move. People are going to make trades. Want to trade up.
Let's trade for Baker Mayfield.
I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't hate it.
I'm with you. That could happen, yes, but I feel like this is going to shake out the same way the wide receiver thing did, and we're just going to end up with what we can find.
Don't disagree.
Yeah.
The last thing I got in the notes, so then we'll go.
Which I'm with you. Yesterday you said I don't want to get too excited about DK Metcalf because who's throwing to him?
Yeah, it was a great pickup.
Right.
That's
huge,
awesome.
Huge.
But you can put
Wish we would have done it last year.
You can put Rice in his prime on a team.
Right. You got to have somebody. You don't have somebody
get him the ball.
Yeah.
Then you're just wasting away.
Yeah.
You're throwing away money. You're lying in dudes' pockets.
Right. Right.
And as of right now, let's talk about Jaylen Warren. Well, let me get into the last thing I got for free agency notes. I mean, a lot more has happened, which I can pull up on my phone. But last thing I've written down is the Bengals.
Okay.
I messaged you, asked you about how your brother felt about this. You say he didn't mind, but I don't see very much out there in terms of replacing your bookends. When you lose your bookends, like Cincinnati, you had Hubbard retiring.
Right.
They've okayed Hendrickson, who was the sack leader.
And still hasn't signed with anybody. So it's not
he
like he might not. Yeah.
But they gave him permission to seek a trade and talk with other teams.
Right.
But listen, just because he hasn't signed yet doesn't mean there's not suitors out there.
True. But it doesn't also mean that maybe he does come back to Cincinnati. I don't know. Khalil Mack went somewhere. Chargers. He went back to the Chargers.
Well, I'll be pulling that up here shortly.
Yeah. Because I thought maybe Cincinnati would be a destination. Joey Bosa's still out there.
Well,
Haven't heard anything about him other than being cut.
so
Going to be cut. This is a weird time because of the legal tampering. Why don't they just open it up this day?
I don't know. Stupid.
Why wait 2 days?
Well, this is I put my surprises so far. Now I wrote this down last night around 11:30,
mm-hmm.
and this is how much it has changed from 11:30 to 7 p.m. today.
Okay.
So obviously, 6-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ, Darius Slay still available. That surprised me because you've seen a bunch of corners go.
Right.
Darnold still available, which he's not.
Slay's reportedly going to be coming to us.
Yeah, he's in talks with Pittsburgh. They're trying to iron out the contract, from what I'm hearing.
And I love it if that happens.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good for Peasy's kid, Joey Porter Jr.
Rodgers still out there. Talks about him being a Steeler, but we obviously don't know if he's going to play yet.
Yeah.
Here we go. So this is what happened with Justin Fields in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Fields is unsure of the contract with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They had the terms and the years down. Reportedly, it was a 5-year, $80 million deal.
5-year, $80 million.
5-year, $80 million.
Okay.
60 guaranteed.
Okay. That's respectable.
Similar to what he's getting.
Yeah, that's respectable.
60 guaranteed. But where the hang up was is he wanted assurances that he wouldn't be benched.
And
we wouldn't give that to him.
Yeah, and that's terrible.
As much as I'd have loved to see Justin Fields come back to Pittsburgh, I don't blame the kid.
Nope.
We did that dude dirty day one.
Yep.
I mean, but as much as we feel we did him dirty, like he came second.
Well, yeah, that was a given.
We signed Russ first.
Yeah, that was a given.
Like he should have known coming into this that we signed Russ to start.
Right.
It shouldn't have been a surprise to him.
No.
Now Russ gets hurt. Fields starts.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw Fields being benched at a 4-2 record.
So let me ask you this. When things started to go south for the Steelers, and
with Russ?
Yes. And they would have made a change back to Fields, hypothetically, if they would have.
He would be a Steeler today.
I agree.
He'd be a Steeler today.
Because he would feel like, okay, they do have my back. They do believe in me.
Well, and that's the thing.
Instead of giving me the ball at the 50-yard line on 3rd and 5 and just handing it off to me. Not handing it off. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. What you're seeing now is a mentality change in the Pittsburgh organization.
Right.
Whereas everybody wanted to come here because Cowher was the coach. He was a player's coach. And they say Tomlin's a player's coach.
The Rooney family.
But what has changed is Tomlin seems to play favorites.
Yeah.
Tomlin doesn't like to make the hard decisions. Like if Najee's not carrying the ball, he doesn't like to bench Najee.
Right.
He'll pull him out for a series or two.
Right.
But he always goes back in.
Right. He's the
Russ Wilson thing. Fields was 4-2. No reason they should have pulled Fields. They put Russ in there. Russ lost 5 straight, and we never went back to Fields.
Nope.
Because Russ was a Tomlin guy.
Right.
So you're seeing a change within the organization. It's not the Steelers of old. It's not the old, smash mouth football anymore where we're going to line up Steel Kurt and Jerome Bettis and run it down your throat.
They try to make it that.
Times have changed. And with that, we are now stuck with a coach that for whatever reason has manipulated an entire world into feeling that finishing above 500 is good enough.
Yeah.
And you're taking an organization with 7 Super Bowls?
Yeah. Well, 6.
6.
Yeah.
With 6 Super Bowls, a storied franchise.
Right.
Has gone from expected to go every year or compete for one to now, we finished above 500.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you what. I don't care who we sign. If we don't sign Russ Wilson, I feel that this is even there's a shot even with Russ Wilson
Mm,
because we still only don't have a running back technically.
right.
So to me, it doesn't matter what I think this is a year that we finish below 500 and we would stop hearing about it
Right.
every 10 seconds during the season.
Which is somewhat fine because then maybe Tomlin gets fired.
Yeah.
Also, if DK Metcalf's coming here, he's going to have years still left on his contract. So there's years to do stuff after this year. So I mean, I don't. What are you pointing at?
That's that Matt Haig guy,
Yeah, the,
bullpen coach. I didn't understand a word he said about pitching.
Oh yeah, well,
But anyways, yeah. Anyways, that's what was going on with Fields. That's why talks broke down. Pittsburgh, we didn't want to give him assurances that he would be a starter.
Right.
So I don't blame the kid. I wish him nothing but the best. I feel like the fans in Pittsburgh will never boo that man.
I wouldn't.
I think they want to see him succeed. Also surprising to me, as you mentioned it, 5-time Pro Bowler Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
Still out there.
Still out there.
I mean, he's getting a little older, but still.
Yeah.
He's still a force to be reckoned with on the D-line.
Right.
Let me pull up I got an alert and I pulled it up. It had all the updated stuff from today. And we'll go through the top couple new ones. There's a bunch.
What'd you say we were pausing?
No, I have it right here. Ready? You need to pause?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to pause. All right, we're back just like that. So a lot of stuff has come out since I woke up today and didn't write it down. But I'm only going to go over like the bigger ones. The Steelers deal. Sources have said the Steelers have indeed agreed to terms with linebacker Malik Harrison on a 2-year, $10 million deal. This signing makes it hard to see Landon Roberts returning.
That's right. I forgot about him. I'm sorry, Landon.
The other one is the other big one I saw isn't really a signing just yet, but Michael Gallup, wide receiver, former Cowboy, is visiting the Commanders today. So I haven't seen anything really, really big. Oh, the Jets quarterback, Kelly.
Okay.
Let me see here. Where the hell's it at? Or CJ Reed, I'm sorry, signed with somebody as well. Zach Wilson, quarterback, signing with the Dolphins.
Don't want him.
Don't need him. Rams to release Cooper Kupp if no trade happens.
Right.
Reed signed with somebody, too. He was the other big corner out there with Darius Slay. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, while we're recording, we get news that Slay signs with the Steelers.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, it's already out there. It's happened.
Oh, you know what else we didn't cover?
Happening.
The Browns got depth with a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Sure did.
Might see the field. Might be starting. I
That's
guess
right.
back in camera. Go ahead. I know you're itching to say it.
Kenny mother Pickett
signing with the Browns.
That's right. I love that censor button.
God,
great.
Censor me. Ready? No. Yeah.
You.
Pickett adding depth to the Browns. Still unsure what's going to happen with Watson.
Okay.
If you remember, tore his Achilles.
Yeah, there's reports that they might cut him.
And then in rehab, tore it again.
Right.
But some say he wasn't wearing his walking boot like he's supposed to.
Yeah, and then I think there was supposedly, I didn't dive into it, but there was a TikTok video or something he put out with his wife or whoever. And does he have a wife? I don't know. One of his massage therapists. And he was dancing in this video. And then like days later, he blew out the Achilles again. So
Good for him. Good for him.
But I said it when it happened that we probably saw Deshaun Watson play his last days
Oh yeah,
for the Browns
Yeah, I don't.
and probably football. But he's paid, so
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
what's
to
he
him.
care?
He
Right?
don't care.
Right.
He signed a guaranteed.
He can
contract.
get all the massages he wants.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Him and Justin Tucker, whose wife is standing behind him. She doesn't believe it. I don't know. I'm not here to pass judgment.
Well,
But the guy paid for a happy ending. He
Listen.
paid for a happy ending.
we are all forgetting who started this trend.
Yeah. Yeah.
All because of the roast of Tom Brady.
Yeah. What's his name? Kraft.
Robert Kraft.
Yeah. Man.
All right, so that's free agency in a nutshell. More is going to happen, I'm sure.
This is me in a nutshell.
You know what else
What?
came out that I had last week,
What's that?
and I forgot to cover it.
What is it?
The NFL Players Association report cards coming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Sure did. Tomlin got a good grade.
So I got our grades.
Yeah.
So
They weren't good the year before.
NFLPA lets the players rate organizations, and they give them a report card.
Yeah.
Steelers finished 28th.
That's at the bottom.
So the rest of our division, Cincinnati finished 30th. Or no, 24th. Cleveland finished 30th.
I get
And
it.
Baltimore, listen,
It
Baltimore
literally-
finished 13th, and I'm going to tell you, I'm shocked they didn't finish first.
I know it's beautiful there.
If you watch that Hard Knocks,
Yeah, the AFC
On
North.
HBO.
Yeah. Beautiful.
that it looks like the Biltmore Estate.
there. Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Their training facility looks like a mansion,
Mm-hmm.
like a house, like a mansion, not like a building with floors, like a skyrise. It looks like a friggin' Biltmore, like the Biltmore mansion.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But our grades, coach, we got an A.
So weird.
Owner, D.
I get it.
Huh?
I get it. I don't get the
I think the coach is influencing the owner.
100%, but these guys don't see it this way because he's a player's coach.
Food, B minus.
That's okay.
Travel, B
I think
plus.
that one. I think the food was up from last year.
Travel was a B plus.
Yeah.
Weight room, C plus.
Mm.
And this was what shocked me. This is what I don't think the Steelers want to be known for.
It's the family thing, right?
treatment of family,
Yeah.
C minus.
It was bad last year too, but I think it came up this year. Yeah.
At least we know the Pirates organization knows how to treat girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Livy Dunn
yeah.
gets her own private box.
Miami was number 1 in the NFLPA report cards. A's across the board.
It's freaking South Beach.
I know. It's just
Like it wouldn't be, you know? These guys are on vacation every day.
every
Like
day.
it's South Beach.
Something else just big happened in the NFL. The combine. We never really covered the combine.
No, we didn't.
I don't have much on it. I do have a very interesting take on one of the draftees.
Okay.
Apparently, Shador Sanders,
Yeah.
quarterback for your Colorado Buffaloes, has rubbed multiple teams the wrong way.
Is that how you say buffaloes?
Buffaloes?
Buffaloes. That's what you said. Buffaloes.
Colorado Buffaloes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I was accentuating.
I liked it.
Anyways, multiple top 7 draft teams. So these are teams that have top 7 picks in the draft this year. Have come out and said that Shador Sanders has come off as unprofessional and arrogant.
Oh, he's cut from the same cloth.
You know, when you have one of them kids enter your building whose father is
Prime
Deion
time.
Sanders, you should know exactly
Neon
what's going to happen. And then all I really have is a couple of the meetings the Steelers had. They met with Scatabo.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hate that.
So they're saying that this kid didn't have a good combine, that he's dropping in the draft.
Okay. Bring it on.
I'm going to wait to see what his pro day is. Right now, they're saying like late 3 to 4.
That far.
That far? Well, he's a 2 to 3 to begin with.
Well, still.
Listen, this kid's got Steeler written all over him.
Yeah.
Their bowl game, apparently he was sick. And a couple of his teammates have come out to defend him, saying that, you know, this was a guy that carried the workload on our team.
Yeah.
And in the bowl game against who'd they play in the playoffs?
Was it Boise State?
I can't remember who they played first round. Arizona State. No, it was towards the top of the bracket. Did they play Texas?
I can't remember.
They had a first round bye.
All I know is the Buckeyes won.
Well,
without Cal McCord.
They had a first round bye. They were one of the 4.
Yeah.
I just can't remember who they played.
Yeah.
Whoever they played, it's when we played Tennessee.
Oh.
Who'd we open with? We opened with Tennessee. So it was when we played Oregon, they would have been playing. But they're saying he was sick. He would only go off the field, catch his breath, get some oxygen, drink water, and he was right back to it. Never quit on the team.
Clemson.
So I'm
Was it
telling
Clemson
you.
or Texas? Texas beat Clemson, so it was Texas.
Yeah, Texas would have played them then, because then we went on from Oregon to play Texas.
Yeah, Texas beat Arizona State. Yep.
Well,
Scatabo gave the halftime locker room speech.
Yeah.
And he was fired up.
Yeah. This dude's he's got hard-nosed kid.
Yeah.
Doesn't mind the contact. Not the fastest in the world, but doesn't need to be.
Runs hard.
3 yards.
He'll run through you to get those 3 yards.
So they met with him. They met with Quinn Ewers, which we talked about. They didn't put him up on the board.
Yeah.
And then they also met with Jackson Dart and didn't put him on the board either.
They met with Will Howard.
Did they?
Yeah. But
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Well, Ewers is the one that said, he quoted, we don't come to play football.
Right.
Or play school. We come to play football. But yeah, not much on the draft. I didn't watch very much of it. I wasn't. See, last year there was.
Yeah, Howard met with the Steelers.
I wouldn't mind.
They were impressed by him.
I wouldn't mind Howard to the Steelers.
No, I wouldn't mind that either.
Normally when the draft hits, like, you get coverage and you see the 40 times they're big in the weight room for the linemen and linebackers. This year, nobody really.
Oh, never mind. He didn't meet. They were impressed by him. No, he did meet with them, but he didn't meet with Mike T or Omar Khan.
Okay.
So he probably met with a scout. Sorry.
So we talked about TJ Watt resigning. This is part of the end of the rumor mill that I kind of jotted down here.
Okay.
Rumor is we're re-signing TJ Watt, 3-year, $105 million extension.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's needed. I think that's too big of a hole for us to fill. We got so much to worry about on the offensive side of the ball. Trying to fill, and then next year you're probably going to have to fill Cam, a spot for Cam too. I don't see Cam playing again after this season.
Well, I think he has another year after.
It'll be last year of his contract, but I think he's going to retire.
Okay.
And then what you said, which was what I put in our group text. DK is nice, but not worth it if you have no one to throw him the ball.
Right.
Are the Steelers waiting too long to fill the QB room?
As of right now, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know I said things are going to change. People are going to cut after the draft, so trades during the draft. Things are going to happen.
Those are all giant what ifs.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you're looking at a season where there's like 6 names, and that's it. After those six names, it kind of drops off. And at the end of those 6 names is Russ Wilson and Justin Fields.
Right.
Not exactly, guys that have been out there winning Super Bowls. Well, Russ did.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Well, Aaron Rodgers did too.
Long time ago.
Well, I'm just saying.
But they're not like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
No, they're old.
Yeah.
Just say it.
So
they're old.
When you have such a sparse group of individuals, you already know Stafford has zero interest in coming. You have got to be active. You've got to be out there and trying to close deals, because now you have a quarterback room that consists of Skylar Thompson on a futures deal.
Right.
And that is it.
That's it.
I mean, I guess you could go out and I don't know if Kyle Allen signed anywhere.
Probably not.
You can always go out and get him.
Threw that dart.
He had one great pass last year.
Best pass of the year.
But yeah, I mean, I think they're camping. They're sitting around.
Remember when we were watching the game, we both lost our minds when he threw that dart?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first, I'm shocked they let him throw the ball.
Right.
But yeah, he threw a missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're waiting way too long. $64 million in cap space. They freed up another $7 million today with the release of defensive tackle Ogunjobi.
Oh, Javon Hargrave's
out there. He got cut.
I wouldn't mind seeing him coming back.
Coming back home.
Yep. I wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't cost much.
So we talked about Warren. Well, Warren isn't necessarily coming back. Okay.
Right.
So Warren is a restricted free agent. We placed, and this is where I said, I think they knew all along what they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we trade our second-round draft pick for DK.
Mm-hmm.
And then we place a second-round tender on restricted free agent Jaylen Warren.
Right.
So what that means is if a team comes out and wants to sign Warren,
they have to give us a second.
No, we have the option to match it.
Well, right.
But if we don't match it and he
Right.
signs with that team,
right,
then they owe us a second-round pick.
Right.
And I put this in our group text. I don't feel – now, we as Steeler fans know what Jaylen Warren is worth.
Right.
We've seen him. He hasn't been the premier back, but we know he could be. I don't think other organizations know that. I don't think they place the same worth on him.
It's a high price for him.
It's a high price for him.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody matching it or coming to sign him and giving up a second.
And kudos to him, undrafted guy.
I think that was smart of Khan to do, to at least ensure we get one of those guys back.
Right.
There was rumors about the contract they offered him. The contract they offered him is 3 times as much as he has made in his entire career.
Really?
So it's like a 2-year, $6 million deal, but like 5 of it's guaranteed, and he's got $1 million worth of incentives, something like that. So it's not a long-term deal, but at least ensures that he will come back and be a Steeler. It hasn't happened yet, but like I said, I don't see anybody throwing up a second-round pick for him.
No.
Got anything else you want to touch base on? Because, I mean, I got we're going.
Well, real quick, back to DK Metcalf. A guy like him coming here, you have to feel the Steelers said, hey, we have a plan for QB. Because why would you come here with no QB? I mean, yeah, money. I get it.
I don't think it was just money. I bet you.
Mike Tomlin.
I didn't even have to get out.
But here's the thing, though, with Mike Tomlin. If all these guys are coming here because of Mike Tomlin, Darius Slay, DK Metcalf, and we shit the bed this year, does it finally fall back on Mike Tomlin?
It 100% needs to.
Well, yeah. I'm just asking, does it
finally?
finally?
I feel like we were almost talking the opposite last year with Omar Khan pulling out all these crazy, trades and deals and
like
not giving up much and being a magician.
Right.
For as great as he was last year, he's that bad this year.
Yeah.
You have no quarterback, no running back.
To this point.
Still no number 2 wide receiver that we've been talking about for 2 years.
Well, technically.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Before DK, I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
and you're watching these teams cut deals for
Right.
for receivers and
Right.
these quarterbacks coming off the board, and you're like, what are you doing?
But I can get behind not giving that kind of money to Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah.
I can totally get behind that.
If I was Sam Darnold and that contract came across,
Right.
you know,
That's a
damn well,
no-brainer.
yes,
Yeah.
you're signing that deal because
Right.
that is 100% a no brainer.
Right.
I still think they're going to try and work something with Najee and bring him back. I think our only real question mark at this time is quarterback. And I think Russ is the only answer.
And running back to an extent.
Well, I think they're going to work out a deal. I think they're going to bring Najee back. They have the money. They have the cap room.
We have all kinds of money.
Yeah.
Which, if you bring in a guy, I mean, even Russ might sign at a low price because he's
Russ
still getting paid.
Russ isn't going to command high dollar on the market regardless of where he goes.
No. So you're if it comes down, like as we're sitting here right now, and if it's between Russ and Rodgers, you're getting those quarterbacks on the cheap.
Well,
now
yeah,
again,
because,
it's a 1 year.
Russ is getting $13 million still,
Right.
I think, this year from
It's
Denver.
a 1 year thing, and you're gonna hopefully draft a guy in the draft and then go from there. But you got to do something. If you're adding these weapons and you're adding, supposedly it looks like making a better team, regardless of the fact that we haven't locked up a quarterback.
Well, there is a name out there that we haven't said that somebody texted us about.
Okay.
Daniel Jones.
That's like bringing in Sam Darnold. Although
I think it's worse than bringing in Sam Darnold.
Although Daniel Jones has never had firepower. He hasn't had anybody to throw to. You know, what are they? Danny Dimes, right? I mean, he's got an arm, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything if he comes here. I think we might see a few big plays and stuff, but it might as well have brought back Kenny Pickett. You know, I don't like that idea.
Well,
if I'm doing anything right now with what's out there, barring trades and all that, like you were talking about, it's Russ or Rodgers.
Okay, but again, Rodgers could retire tomorrow.
No, I agree, but I mean,
so why even waste time? You don't know if this dude.
So it's Russ.
You probably can't even get in touch with this guy right now.
I don't know.
He's probably doing ayahuasca somewhere
in a dark room.
Watch Enigma.
Huh?
Netflix Enigma. That's the
I haven't watched it yet. I don't know, but I will say, I mean, you got George Pickens right now on one side. You're probably going to have DK Metcalf, and then let's just say you bring in Aaron Rodgers. Boy, the media around here has got some stuff to talk about because Metcalf can go off just like Pickens does. That guy's a freak, though.
But that being said, I think that's going to make them better teammates because they're going to have that in common. They're both fiery. Listen, I wouldn't.
Divas.
Behind James Harrison and maybe who's the DN for the Rams, just retired? Aaron Donald.
Oh, Aaron Donald, yeah.
Behind those two guys, like DK Metcalf, I wouldn't want to see that dude in a dark alley late at night. That dude is a big dude.
You know, he used to eat 3 bags of candy a day.
Well, yeah. So he's just like Skittles. Who ate the Skittles? Marshawn Lynch?
No, well, he ate Skittles too, but yeah, DK Metcalf would eat Lifesaver gummies, Skittles, chocolate.
Listen, Lifesaver, wild berry gummies for Lifesaver are pretty fantastic.
They're pretty money, huh?
But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to bring Pickens and DK closer together as opposed to being at odds with one another because they're both defense and they both are fiery and they both get fired up.
Oh, Darius Slay. Remember when him and Mount Washington got into it?
No.
Yeah, in the end zone. Yeah, during that game last year.
Oh, was that him?
Yes. That might get awkward for the two of them, huh? I don't know.
Bobblehead.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. He should have just fell to the ground.
Yeah.
Washington 6'7". Like,
Yeah.
what did you think you were
That's
gonna
when
like?
the punches were getting thrown and stuff. Yeah, remember that?
Well, Calvin Austin
Well,
threw the punch.
Yeah.
Remember, I was the biggest guy on our team.
Yeah. This might
The
get awkward
smallest
for those
guy on our
guys.
team came to his aid. But you're talking about Pickett's. Like we still haven't mentioned Roman Wilson.
Right. Well,
He's hopefully be healthy this year.
not made of glass next year.
And we still have Calvin Austin.
Right.
Still have Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't have depth at receiver.
No, we do.
I mean, we went out and did what we needed to do and secured a number one guy.
Right.
So that talk is now put to bed.
Right.
Because I feel more comfortable now with Pickens at a number 2 and Roman in the slot or Austin in the slot.
Well, I mean, the Metcalf Pickens dynamic. Yeah, Austin in the slot would be money.
Yeah.
But the dynamic having those two guys, like somebody's going to be open. They're not going to be double teamed. You know, somebody's going to be there for it. What are you doing?
Do we need to?
Why? Because she's doing laundries.
I want to get into the Ovi talk.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Oh. He's 9 goals away.
I know.
Okay.
Well, 9 to tie. Or
Right.
9 to get it. 8 to tie.
No, it's 9 to 10.
No, as of last night.
Oh, he scored another goal.
So for those who were wondering, we're gonna turn to the NHL because something pretty amazing is happening right now in the NHL.
Yeah, Crosby's about to break.
There's 2 Gretzky records. Well, listen.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
I'm holding. Is Noah home? You don't know if Noah's home. What?
I have that too. You might not be able to read it.
I can't read your writing.
19 seasons, point per game.
Yeah. That's what
So
I was just
I'm
alluding
talking
to.
about that too.
Okay.
So we got 2 big things happening in the NHL right now. One of the GOATs,
Yeah.
Gretzky, 2 of his records are about to fall in the same season. Let's go with the first one, career goals.
Yeah.
Now, I have a feeling we're going to get into this a little bit.
We're going to get into
Me
what?
and you are going to get into it.
We're going to fight?
So Ovi is chasing Gretzky for all-time goals scored.
Yeah.
As of 3-9, he has 886. He needs 8 to tie, 9 to pull ahead, and he has 9 games left.
Right.
Does he get it this season?
No.
You don't think he gets it this season?
No.
There's no talk he's retiring, so does he come back next year?
It's happening next year. It ain't happening this year.
So let's just say he does get this.
Yeah.
He gets this record, whether it's this year or next year. Does this cement him as the greatest goal scorer of all time?
No. This. I mean, on paper, stat-wise, yes.
See, 100% disagree on paper.
See, where I'm at with it is he's not as good as or great as a player as Gretzky, so I lean towards no.
Here's why OV will never be the greatest goal scorer of all time, even if he has the most career goals scored.
So are you agreeing with me?
No.
No.
You said OV would be the greatest goal scorer when we talked.
I said technically, and I said, but Gretzky's the better player. So to me,
I'm asking
that
who
trumps.
Okay, so if you ask me between OV and Crosby who the better overall player is, I'm
Sidney
going
Crosby. Correct.
But Crosby's not a better goal scorer than
no,
Ovi.
it's not.
So I'm asking you, will Ovi be cemented as the greatest goal scorer of all time?
And
I'm not at no, don't just yes or no.
Well, I guess
Just yes or no. There's no Gretzky's a better overall player, but will Ovechkin be the greatest goal scorer of all time when he breaks the record?
yes, technically, because he has more.
Okay. Wrong. To be the greatest at something.
I already said that he's not. You're forcing me to answer yes or no.
Then answer no then.
Then I'm answering no.
If Ovi breaks Gretzky's record for most goals scored, will that cement him as the greatest goal scorer? Not overall player, just goal scorer of all time.
I don't know what you're getting at. So
I'm just asking you a question. It's simple. I'm not saying he's better overall than Gretzky.
But that plays into my answer.
So take out all the other stats, assists, power play goals,
fucker. Oh, I missed the beep.
I'm asking you if he's the greatest goal scorer. That's it. Goal scorer. That is it. Nothing else. Just yes or no. I don't see what's so hard about this.
Because you won't let me answer it in the fashion I want to. I'm saying no because Wayne Gretzky's a better player, and those goals were more spectacular when he's not shooting the puck 8 million times a game.
So the reason Ovi will not be known as the greatest goal scorer.
Jesus Christ.
Shots on goal.
Yes.
Gretzky has 894 goals with 5,358 shots.
Right.
Ovi right now has 886 goals with 6,804 shots.
Now, I'm not knocking Ovi.
Oh, I'm not either.
He scored some beautiful goals.
He is one of the greatest players that I'll ever see on TV.
I've seen
my
him
lifetime.
Totally like blank two on a breakaway in the playoffs, and Marc-Andre Fleury was waiting on him to come down and just nope.
So this is kind of where we've gotten to these talks before about players being so good that they've set the tone to a spot where nobody's ever. We will probably in our lifetime never see any of this stuff get touched, like the Rice records, like the Ricky Henderson stolen base record. Like we're never going to see that broken until either the game is expanded or I don't know. You can't do much in the NFL to make it more wide receiver friendly, and I still don't think we're going to ever see his records broken.
No.
I want you to listen to Gretzky's stats compared to Ovi's.
Right.
So goals, we know he's
So again, you're what's the word? Acknowledging what I'm saying. Like Gretzky is a far better player.
No, I'm acknowledging that I'm not taking into assists, points, plus minus, ice time, injuries.
Are you just trying not to agree
I'm
with me?
simply asking you about goal scoring.
And I answered it. No.
Okay. But yesterday, that's not what you answered.
Yes, it did.
No, you didn't.
I don't know what I said to you.
You were the one that said this will make him the greatest goal scorer of all time.
In people's eyes, yes.
So
because
he's
got more than Gretzky.
Because it took him 1,500 more shots and he's still not there.
Right. He might do it in the same amount or maybe a couple more games than Gretzky, but
games wise, yes.
Yeah.
They're not far off on games.
No.
Gretzky has 1,487. Ovi's got 1,474.
Right.
But when you're talking about goals,
right,
you got to talk about shots.
Well, no, I agree 100%.
Just like basketball. Seth Curry will probably go down as the greatest three-point shooter ever, but he also fires them up way more than anybody ever did.
From like half court, too.
Yes. So you got to take that.
I don't even watch a lot of basketball, but I've seen enough.
But when you look at Gretzky as a whole, now we're talking player.
Right.
I'm not talking just greatest goal scorer. I'm talking GOAT of all time.
Right.
So you have a kid and a guy like Ovi coming up to break his goal record, right? Mm-hmm. Who has 1,500 more shots.
Right.
They've played the same amount of games, essentially. Listen to the difference in assists. Gretzky has 1,963. Ovi has 714.
Right, because Gretzky's
1,200 more assists.
Gretzky's a better player.
Points. Gretzky, 2,857. Ovi, 1,600 even.
Right.
Career plus minus. You will never believe what Gretzky's career plus minus is. It is triple digits.
I think it's like 200 and something.
540.
Oh, I thought it was 200 something.
Ovi's 61.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about goal scoring, just simply goals, Ovi's probably going to pass him. Ovi's probably going to be 30, 40 ahead of him by the time he retires, if not more. R.I.P. Craig Wolfley.
Yeah.
But when you take 2,000 more shots to get there,
Right.
that doesn't make you better.
No.
That just means you had 2,000 more opportunities to break a record somebody else had.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're a better goal scorer.
But if you don't take the shot, you miss 100% of the time.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take is the way that's...
Whatever. You know what I meant.
But we also have another Gretzky record about to fall.
A more important one.
One that before we get into it, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
What is the bigger record? The career goals or this one we're about to talk about?
In my opinion, the one we're about to talk about, because that's a player that's consistent. In,
longevity.
Correct. Not just shooting the puck 8 million times.
So a big thing in the NHL
and
is
it's assist.
Yeah. A big thing in the NHL is, who's better, Ovi or Crosby? That's been the argument since they've come into the league.
It's not a matter of more cups than the other one. This is a more well-rounded overall player.
So Ovi's about to break Gretzky's career goal, but Sidney's on the verge of breaking another record that Gretzky currently has.
Yeah.
So they're tied right now. 19 seasons.
Straight.
Averaging a point per game.
Right.
So there's 82 games in the NHL season. That means Crosby has scored at least 82 points every year since he was drafted in 2005.
Right.
There are only 5 players to do that.
Yep.
Gretzky, Mark Messier, Dale Haverchuk, and Marcel Dion, who I don't know who that is. They're the only players in NHL history with 13 or more point per game seasons. And Gretzky and Crosby are at 19.
Yep.
So there's only 4 that have 13 or more, but there's only 2 that have 19. Crosby is on pace right now to record his 20th in a row. He's 14 points shy of his 20th point per game season. He has 16 games left.
Yep.
Does he get it?
Yes.
He just scored 2 goals the other night.
Yes.
And
against Marc-Andre Fleury.
I think he gets this.
Yeah.
And the reason I say he gets this and Ovi doesn't get the goals is because he's a more well-rounded player.
Yep. He
can facilitate the puck. He can move, shoot when he's open. He's got a good one-timer. I think he is the better overall player between him and Ovechkin. Ovechkin's the better goal scorer, but it's not like Sidney can't score goals.
No. He'll do it when he needs to. The difference between Ovi and Sid is Sid makes others around him better, and Ovi's just good.
Ovi soaks up the puck.
Well, I wouldn't say
he takes talent away from the other player.
He's not a guy that's going to set up.
He's overshadowing
big goals. It's not.
I didn't do that.
That's fine. They fell over.
I didn't do that. Hold on. We have another malfunction. I got to transition first so they don't know we paused. All right, we're back. I did not do that this time. It was on me. We were talking Crosby. Better record. I just think for the longevity of it. It's great to have a season or two with, 50 goals, whatever. I think it's more impressive to be a point per game in an 82 game season for shut your fridge.
Shut my
point per game in an 82 game season
Yeah.
for 19 straight seasons. Was that bothering you?
Bougie.
So, like I said, 2 of the GOAT's records are going to fall in the same season. That's crazy.
I love it.
I'm happy for Crosby. Can I have that?
Sure.
You don't want it?
Jim Beam Fire?
Yeah, you have another one? You want to partake? That's
Oh, vanilla.
Yeah, I'll switch you. I'll take the vanilla.
I don't want either one of them.
Where'd you get all these little bottles?
They're from Christmas.
Ah.
They're from Christmas.
So what do we got here? We're off topic, but we tend to. Oh, I bet you Absolute Lime is good.
I think you had one of those.
Oh, no, vanilla.
Hainsey does shots on his show.
Well, we're about to.
What's this?
That's just Crown.
You have to turn the hat backwards. It's like flipping a switch.
Like flipping a switch.
Oh.
Because, second sucks. Are we doing this?
Wait. Let me get this foo-foo stuff off.
We get this foo-foo stuff off,
Foo-foo
too.
stuff.
All you got to do is pull it.
I did. It's off.
All you got to do is pull it. How'd you do it?
Pull it off.
Can you get this for me? I can't get done.
She don't want to be on camera.
Let's turn the camera.
She would kill you.
I think I got it.
Have you seen me? Does it look like I could kill him?
Probably. I'm scared of women.
He's slow.
It's almost your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
How did you
Birthday
know?
celebration?
Wait a minute. How did you know?
'Cause I'm a wizard.
Facebook. Yeah.
Got it.
Facebook.
It's
All that over ribbon? I thought you were trying to get the lid off.
no. Couldn't get the damn ribbon off. So we're about to do a shot on camera.
Oh, please don't throw up.
Shit, they can't hear you. There's a noise cancellation thing. They can't hear you.
I don't care. I'm
Mrs.
being serious.
Mrs. Lounge is sitting right there.
Mrs. Lounge. She's not sitting.
Her standing right there, off camera, yelling at JR saying he's going to throw up over this shot.
Probably.
I don't. This would make for great podcasting.
I haven't drank liquor really since I was in my 20s.
This isn't really. This is a shot. This isn't really drinking liquor.
You can't open the throat.
I can't. Well, bad news for you. I can't open my throat.
Can't open your throat. You'd make a terrible gay guy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything.
We support you.
We support that.
What are we taking a shot to? I like to take a shot to things.
To fresh starts.
To fresh starts.
To 700 subscribers.
They're coming on board.
Listen, we're gonna be here. It doesn't matter. We're gonna be
Dr.
here.
Sports 33 on YouTube. I did it again. I plugged him. Should I put the sunglasses back on?
Well, for being a fresh start, I think this is the first time you ever worn your reading glasses on.
No, I had him on the one show because you were like, you look like your brother. And I was like, welcome to the Spiggity Show. I'm your host,
Man, this went off the rails so fast after
Jason.
we came back from.
a.k.a. Spiggity. Coming to you at the lounge.
At the lounge or from the lounge? Shouldn't it be from the lounge?
Coming to you from the lounge.
From the lounge.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
Craig
here we
Wolfley?
go. Craig Wolfley, R.I.P.
Your brother's YouTube career? Our YouTube career?
To the lounge. To next season's fantasy football.
I'm going to look stupid taking this shot.
Just take it to the face.
All right. Salute.
Absolute lime.
That gets you going.
That was pretty good.
Ugh. I haven't had Crown in a long time. I'm not taking a chaser. I'm a man.
I don't need a chaser.
Speaking of being a man, you're a man. I'm a man. No. You ever watch the Hot Ones?
The wings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
First We
yeah.
Feast, the Hot Ones. Bill Murray was on there just recently. He went through all those wings. Stone face.
I went through that step.
Me too.
Yeah.
But the last dab, that's the one,
last
right?
dab.
What's that fella's name on SNL? Pete Davidson.
Davidson.
He came out for the last dab with Bill Murray and did it with him. Pete Davidson's been on there before, and he was when he was on there, he was a puddle of tears. Just so he came out to do the last dab with Bill Murray, and again, he started tearing up. But Bill Murray was just like, huh. It was a great interview. If you people out there have never watched Hot Ones by First We Feast. It's great. The concept of interviewing somebody while you're eating hot wings from one level to an extreme level is brilliant. I wish we would have thought of it.
There was somebody, I can't remember who was on there, and they got to like the last dab, and they
Is it-
covered their entire wing and was like, didn't bother them at all.
Really? I think Bill Murray could have done that. Actually, he went back for a second bite. Is it now considered a chaser if I drink now?
5-minute burn.
All right, well.
I don't know. Yeah, drink some. I don't care if you want.
I mean, it's not that I just,
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this season plays out. There's going to be a lot of eyes on the Pens and the Capitals.
Well, the Pens did a lot during the trade deadline. They
Man,
brought in a bunch of draft picks. They have 30 draft
they just
picks.
didn't they just get 2 more for the trade? Or no, they traded 2 for defenseman Snell. Or they got
Shen.
They got 2 more draft picks for
One.
him. I thought it was a 2nd and 4th.
No, I thought it was 1. Either way, they have 30 draft picks over the next 3 years. They have 2 first-round draft picks this year. And the way they're sitting in the record catalog, that's not what I want to say, rankings, this crown's getting to me. They have a good opportunity of getting a high amount of lottery balls in there for the first-round pick. And I haven't had time to look at prospects in this draft class to see if there's anything worth of note. Now, obviously, at this point, we would have heard of a generational talent being available for this draft, which I haven't heard of. So I think it'll be a while before we see another Cindy
So I have it right here.
Crosby-esque.
First round, we have 2 and 25, 1 and 26, 1 and 27.
Yeah.
Second round, we have 1 and 25, 3 and 26, and 2 and 27. We have 3 third-round picks in 25 and 27 and 2 and 26.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. They're like, well, I guess that you know that you're about to turn the corner on a rebuild. It's not too far away.
No, well, technically they're in a rebuild, but Dubas won't come out and say it. He said he's reloading and committed to bringing in pieces so that the core can get at least 1 or 2 more shots at a cup. Do I believe the opportunity to have 2? No. 1, maybe.
Yeah, 2nd and a 4th we got for Shen
Okay, well,
from Winnipeg.
I'll say it. You were right. You were right. You're welcome. Ooh, I'm feeling a little loopy now. Oh, I left a little juice in that bottle.
I didn't.
Oh. Whew.
I
might puke.
Oh, Jesus, don't. The only other thing I got was I don't want to say it was a crazy stat of the week.
Oh.
I put it down there because I think it's crazy, but it's not crazy stat of the week worthy.
I thought maybe.
So Nikolai Jokic, however you pronounce his name, basketball player. We are bringing something back. That is.
The dude that got traded abruptly from the Dallas
No, that's
Mavericks?
Luka Doncic.
Oh, then I have no idea who you're talking about.
Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
I don't know how
Nikola
you pronounce
Jovic.
He's won back-to-back MVPs.
Oh, I should. Man, this crown's getting to me.
So he's like a triple-double wizard.
Oh, triple double. That means you have
So the other day,
triple doubles.
at 10:22 left in the third quarter, he had already recorded a triple-double. He was
Yeah.
13, 10, and 10. Okay?
How do people do shots?
So from that moment on to the end of the quarter, or to the end of the game, which is only a quarter and a half,
Yeah.
he recorded another triple-double.
Okay.
He went 18, 11, and 12 in just that quarter and a half.
That's kind of redonkulous.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, he's crazy.
Well, good for that guy.
He's looking to probably win a third NBA MVP. We don't really talk NBA because neither of us are really big fans.
They have squeaky shoes.
We are going to bring back something.
I did just see
Are you okay?
the crown, man. I did just see.
You just watched a man get
yeah.
instantly drunk.
I did just see LeBron flopping in another video I saw. just
well, did you
recently.
see him get in Stephen A. Smith's face?
Oh yeah, he told him some bad words. Like,
Yeah.
all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep his son's name out of his mouth.
Listen, your
Right.
son is in the NBA.
Right.
You know,
Ish.
he's a grown ass man.
He's terrible.
He averaged 4 points in college.
Yeah.
You can't tell me he's in the NBA
And then they
because
sent
of
him
his
down in the
talent.
G League, and he abruptly becomes something, but he's nothing. I don't watch basketball, but I know enough to know enough.
Well,
He is doo-doo.
it's sad that you can't let people be critical of your son when he's in the NBA. I mean, he's in the NBA.
Right.
He's a grown ass man. Take care of himself. It just looks bad on you, if anything. And then you go out a day later and you commit one of your worst flops of all time.
And now he has a pulled groin, apparently.
It's probably not pulled.
No. Well, somebody's pulling it.
Yeah, probably his son.
Jesus.
Thanks, Dad, for getting me in the league.
That guy has one leg.
He does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much all I got. The notes
In totality.
in totality,
Oh, blank page.
blank page.
An hour and 31
You
minutes
ready to
in.
do this?
I am super proud of you.
We're gonna do this.
What are we doing?
We're bringing back a segment,
We are?
and it's gonna be about basketball.
We just did.
Well, no, we're bringing back a segment.
Okay.
You don't have a button for this, but you might want to prepare one because I got some in the chamber for later. We're bringing back the top 5.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah, we are.
I feel so unprepared.
Well, be unprepared. Be unprepared.
But this is a
because
fresh start
this is a fresh start
in our dumpster fire.
because I was talking about this outside the podcast with other people.
Oh, you talk to other people?
So we're gonna do for the relaunch of the top 5 your top 5 favorite dunkers.
I should. Is there more crown in there? Well,
You've watched basketball. You know players. You know who's a good dunker and who wasn't.
well, I will tell you that the slam dunk contest in the All-Star game is doo-doo now.
Well, yeah.
But back in the day when we were kids, it was something to see,
yeah.
you know?
Well, that's back when players wanted to be.
Are we
known.
doing this now?
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Oh.
Top 5. Boom.
Boom.
Why don't you start with your number 5?
Spud Webb.
The fact that he could dunk in and of itself was amazing.
Yeah, he was like 5'6".
The fact that he won a dunk contest is even crazier.
Right.
My number 5.
We're snaking?
Yeah, we're gonna snake. You want to go through it? You just want to do yours? Go ahead. Why don't you? I don't want to confuse you with the snake back and forth. Do we need to pause?
What up, dude?
What
You
up,
wanna-
dude?
You want to come say hi?
Come say hi to the people.
Say hi.
Hi.
No, come in here.
Why do you have glasses on?
So
That's
can
what
s-
I said.
Yeah. Look, there he is.
Wear glasses in, like,
Returning guest.
50 years.
The man,
The man.
myth,
The
the
myth.
legend.
The legend.
Here,
All you guys are
can you get the echo up?
For you?
Yeah. Would it be real quick? In this corner, standing 3 foot 11, weighing maybe 70 pounds. No, the man Spencer.
random.
Wow.
Man, what an intro!
He's not 3'11". He's almost 5 foot tall.
I don't know.
I'm 4'11".
4'11". Sorry,
Yeah, he's classified as a midget right now.
70.
Little person.
70 pounds.
Hey, that's right.
No, he's like 85 pounds.
I
He,
mean, that's
he almost
close.
weighs as much as my daughter. And she's taller than him.
Oh man.
Oh, look. There it is. I paid him to do this.
What?
Yep. I paid you to
Paid you to come.
hug me.
What?
I paid you to hug me. So people out there,
Would think he's a good father.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You
Dude.
paid me? Oh,
Yeah.
give me my money then.
Oh,
Give me my money.
where's my money?
Just give me
Give me my money.
Give me my money.
All right, thanks, Noah.
Thanks. Love ya.
I thought that was one hell of an intro.
Oh, that was spectacular.
All right, well, you're at number 5 with Spud Webb.
No, go to your 5. Your 5th.
My 5th would be
Yeah.
Clyde Drexler.
Okay.
Clyde, they called him the Glide.
Trailblazers, right?
Played for Trailblazers. Yes, sir.
Oh, my 4th. LeBron James?
I mean, he's not. I mean,
I'm going to go with LeBron James.
yeah, that's fine. You can do LeBron.
Yeah.
None of mine are current players. I'll just tell you that.
Okay.
My number 4 is going to be Sean Kemp.
Okay.
My man, dude, he took alley
He had
oops.
those shoes with the
I can't remember.
psychotic or whatever. I would have, like, they were white with black.
I don't
Right?
know. I have
Pretty
no
sure.
idea.
Pretty sure.
But he took the alley oop game to another level
Yeah.
with Gary Payton, who they referred to as the glove. Him and Gary Payton, man, they were sick.
The glove.
Sean Kemp be my 4th.
What am I on now? 3?
3.
Jeez. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to go with Sean Kemp.
I mean, I think he's a deserving top 5 dunker of all time.
I'll go with Sean Kemp.
All right, my number 3 will be Dominique Wilkins. Dude, him and Jordan in the dunk contest.
Atlanta.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
that was great times. Watching them two go head to head in the dunk contest.
Yeah. All right. My number 2. This is weird doing a top 5 and we didn't pause to like
Nope.
collect our thoughts. My number 2 is going to be Michael Jordan.
What do you know? That's my number 2 as
The
well.
man dunked from the foul line. Supposedly.
But not only that, like I'm going to tell you a little story. And I don't know if I've told this on the podcast.
I love stories, you know, especially
were-
after Crown.
They were playing Utah,
Yeah.
and Jordan plays point, and Stockton played point. So they were manned up for a bit on the court.
Yeah.
So,
I like John Stockton.
yeah, I do too. Obviously, Jordan being a foot and a half taller than Stockton's going to take him to the block. Got the ball fed in and dunked on him. And as he was running down the court, he said a fan from Utah followed him all the way down the court saying he was a POS.
Oh,
Why don't you pick on somebody your own size?
yeah.
Dunking on a guy that's 4 foot, ain't nothing. Yeah, stuff along that line.
Right.
Very next time down the court,
Yeah.
they score a bucket. Jordan calls for the inbounds, takes it down the left-hand side, drives the lane, dunks on Mark Eaton, who is 7'4".
Boom.
Turns around to that same fan as he's running down the court and says, "Was he tall enough for you?"
the gamesmanship of Jordan was spectacular.
Well, he's just so competitive.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously he can dunk from the foul line, but he pulled some other crazy dunks. He was in the dunk contest his second year. He did this cuff slam. He had like 5 gold chains on. So he would be my number 2 as
Okay.
well.
So it's now time for my number 1. Right?
Yep.
Shaq Diesel.
So if I was going to, that's not a bad number 1 at all.
Oh, dude, shattering backboards.
That's power.
Delaying games for like 30,
That's like
40
that's like
minutes.
raw, just serious power.
Well, I mean, the guy brought it.
If I'm going to name a top dunker, I'm going more on style than power.
That's fine.
Shaq would be number 1 if hands down if it was based on a power.
It's
scale.
subjective.
But if I'm going based off of creativity, Vince Carter would be my
I'm
number 1.
just gonna say it's Vince Carter.
Vince Carter would be my number 1. I mean, him in the dunk contest as well. Just some of the stuff he pulled off. So there you go. Return of top 5, impromptu. He didn't know we were doing
No, I'm surprised and I
it.
loved it.
Threw him to the spot with an NBA one too.
Yeah,
You were like a deer in
I
headlights.
was. Since we're doing things,
Yeah,
I have a question for you.
sure.
I asked my brother this the other day.
Okay.
The Buccos, right?
Yeah.
2013 Buccos. Boy, the excitement there, right?
2013. Yeah.
Yeah. Cueto game.
Oh,
This was their year.
Russ
It was going to
Martin.
happen. And now we have the 2025 Buccos with a lot of young talent and wondering how this is going to go, right? So I was listening to the fan the other day on the way home from work. Shout out to Jack Hillgrove, son of Bill Hillgrove. But he had a caller call in, asked the question. He asked, if you could take one player from this year's squad and put him on the 2013 squad to help win a World Series, who would it be?
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, for to take somebody from this team, put them on that team, I think it's obvious. You got to go with Paul Skeens.
I agree, 100%.
Because I think if Skeens was on that roster, you're not playing in a wild card.
Right.
I
I agree.
Let's do it the other way.
Correct. So if you could take one player, not Kutch, though, because we already have Kutch. I mean, it's not Kutch in his prime, but Kutch is excluded from this. If you could take one player from the 2013 team, Crown Royal. If you could, we're not sponsored. If you could take one player from that team, 2013, and put him on the 2025 squad, who would it be and why? I have an answer.
I have two.
Okay. I might have two, too.
I have two, but I don't know which way I want to go because one's a pitcher.
Yes. Are we mind melting? I think we are.
I don't. Who's your pitcher?
My pitcher?
Yeah.
AJ Burnett.
AJ Burnett.
Yeah.
And I would only say him just strictly for locker room leadership, your veteran presence, because we have a very young rotation.
Yeah.
But I think that.
But he's not my first choice.
Well, I don't know who I would take. Okay, who's your fielder?
Well, this day and age, now that there's a DH on the lineup.
Well, yeah.
It would be Pedro El Toro.
Pedro Alvarez. Short porch to right.
Right.
The left-handed batter.
How do you feel about that?
I could see that working.
Correct.
My fielder was Russ Martin.
See, now that's a close second to Pedro. That dude's a dog. He only batted like 225 that year, but man,
he shows up when he's needed.
Absolutely.
Not just that. I mean,
absolutely. I miss that guy.
I think he was a great Pirate. He wasn't there long.
No.
But he made his presence known in that Cueto game.
Known and felt.
I mean, he hit that home run.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen Pirates Stadium louder or crazier because that was sold out.
It was. It was a blackout, too.
It was crazy.
Yeah, Russ Martin. But here's the thing. So Pedro Alvarez, he hit 36 home runs that year.
That would have led our team.
Well, speaking of leading the team, Pirates having okay, let me think how to word that. When was the last time the Pirates had a 40 home run hitter?
So we talked about this.
We did.
Oh, sorry.
And there's only been two in the history.
Well, a lot of people want
of
to
the
think
Pirates.
Bonds, Bonilla, but
Right.
Bonds wasn't the power bat he was when he got older.
Good hitter.
I mean, he's always a great hitter. He was always a Hall of Fame caliber player.
That dude just came out the other day and said he can hit 100 miles an hour right now.
They asked him.
And I believe him.
So I got a story about that.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell it now or do you want me?
You can go ahead. We can get back to 40 home runs.
He went to San Fran during batting practice and he stepped in the cage.
Oh, yeah, and wingtips.
And wingtips.
Yeah.
Like loafers. He gets under a ball, foul tips it.
This was just a few years ago.
Yeah, straight in the air, straight above him.
Yeah.
And he slips.
Yeah. Kutch told this story.
Did he?
Yes.
So he hit this ball so hard on a foul tip that it pushed the net 5 feet above and broke the camera recording the swings for the Giants.
Yep.
They said the net didn't break. He didn't like rip it through the net.
Yeah.
The ball just pushed the net so far up,
Right.
it smacked the lens of the camera and broke the camera.
Yeah.
He says about a 5 foot gap
Yeah.
on a foul tip in loafers.
At 50-some years old.
Yeah. They said the sound his bat made, they've never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, you see, and that's what this is where I've always had the argument, whether it doesn't matter to me if Bonds or Canseco or McGuire or Sosa or any of these guys were on steroids, okay? Because you can put me on all the steroids you want. I'm not going to go in there and...
No, you have to
and
be
now,
able to
and
hit the
I
ball.
also get the argument that it takes a routine fly to maybe a home run now.
Sure.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But how many pitchers are also on steroids?
Right.
How many pitchers are using steroids to, when their arm is sore to recoup?
The juice ball era was what it was.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And in the fact that you're a guy like Barry Bonds, yes, we all know he probably was on the juice.
Yeah.
But he never tested positive. How you're keeping him out of the hall is beyond me.
Well, not only that, before all this juicing crap ever hit, he
Right.
was a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
He's always been a Hall of Fame caliber player.
Steroids don't give you a better eye.
No.
It don't.
They do nothing for your hand-eye coordination,
Nope.
bat speed.
Nope.
Well, maybe bat speed.
Well, yeah,
but
maybe.
but you know what I mean.
Right.
You got to hit the ball, be able to hit the ball first, and that's not taught through a needle.
So Bonds has said it before.
Ooh, I kind of like that. It's not taught through a needle.
Bonds has said it before. All he's doing is a catcher's behind plate catching the ball. And the ball comes and he catches it. All he's doing is changing the object that's receiving the ball from a glove to his bat. That's all he's doing. And I 100% believe that. And that makes it sound so simple. But the guy was a pure hitter.
Yeah, we'll never see anybody like him ever again.
No.
There will never be. I mean, you could say, McGuire
Yeah.
was strictly power.
Right.
I mean, he didn't hit for a good average. He wasn't on base a lot.
He was like the Shaq of dunking.
Yeah. I mean, that dude was home run or bust. Sosa wasn't. I mean, Sosa was kind of in between them.
Mm.
He wasn't so much just strictly power, but he wasn't as good of a batter as Bonds was.
But I still will say the sweetest swing in MLB history is the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. And it's a shame he had injury problems during that Sosa and McGuire, was it 98, the home run
Listen,
chase.
I went to the Pirates-Cardinals game at Three Rivers
Uh-huh.
when they were in this run.
We talked about this.
He hit a ball, and I swear to God, he hit a ball in batting practice that I thought was leaving Three Rivers Stadium. It hit off the very top of the stadium
That's impressive.
and fell down in the upper deck on those like tarped seats.
Yeah,
And he did it twice.
really.
Like, I have never seen anybody in all of my years of watching baseball when I was a kid ever hit a home run that far at Three Rivers Stadium.
Hmm.
It was insane.
But back to the question at hand. Who was the last Pirate to hit 40 home runs?
Well, like I
There's
said,
only been 2 of them.
it's not Bonds or Bonilla because they weren't strictly power hitters. They were all around players then.
Right.
I could be honest. I don't think I could name the last 40 homer.
So it was
Jason
1970.
Bay. Well, never mind.
1973, and it was Pops, Willie Stargell,
Willie
R.I.P.
Stargell.
Yeah, and the only other player to hit more than 40 is Ralph Kiner. Crown, but he did it for like 9 years straight in the 50s into the 60s. But crazy how long the Pirates have been around. 1883. I don't know. It's something stupid. Oh, there's Murray. But there's only been 2 guys to hit more than 40 home runs or 40 or more. and we're still looking for that guy, and we haven't found him.
No.
Almost Pedro, El Toro. And I feel like if Pedro from 2013 was on 2025, we might see that 40 home run mark, but we'll never know. What are you?
I'm just making sure he doesn't take off and take all the wires with him.
Oh, that's smart.
There's a puppy here, and I'm saying hi.
He's not a puppy.
Well, you know.
He's 4 years old. Bill Murray has graced his presence down here.
Do you ever see somebody? Well, we never really get power bats. I mean, Cruz has the
obviously in the
Cruz has the ability.
several years.
No,
1973 was what? 52 years ago.
Well, O'Neal Cruz has the ability. He's a left-handed batter, and there's a short porch.
He does have the ability. Do we ever see it? No.
No, because he seems to battle injuries. I mean, he goes through spurts where he gets very inconsistent.
Is this the year? Does it happen?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'd like to see it. I mean, he's shown the power.
Yeah.
We know he has it.
Yeah.
And like I said, PNC Park is a great park for left-handed power batters. It's just all about, getting them there.
Right.
And he just seems to, he starts out fast. He goes through spurts. But we're not going to do the stages this year for Pittsburgh.
That's fine. It's a fresh start.
Fresh start.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with the talent of Skeens, it's going to force ownership to maybe build up this roster a little bit, and we start seeing better players coming in. But we'll see what happens.
We will. Are you ready for the Mount Rushmore?
Good. Hit me with one. How about a fresh start means a fresh intro?
Oh, I can't do that quick enough. Fresh intro.
Here, let me spin while you're playing the intro.
It's my turn to spin
I'll
first.
spin while you're playing the intro.
Shut up.
I'm going to stab you with this pink pen. It still works.
This took me a Timu. Hell.
Philadelphia.
Oh my God. Hold on. Timu's running rampant. What did I
A
land?
little arrow over here to go down. There you go.
New Orleans Saints.
The New Orleans Saints. Danny Abramowitz.
Oh, we're doing top 4 Mount Rushmore. Yep. Freaking Crown Royal. It's got me all messed up, guy.
Thank God you don't got to drive home.
Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons. Oh, man.
Andre Rising. Who is that running back for them?
Jamal Anderson.
Dirty Bird. Yeah.
I was thinking more of Ironhead Hayward.
Smart. Oh, my God. I'm trying to think of Saints.
Here's the problem with the Falcons. And I know people are out there going to probably, I know one person who's going to text me and be like, I have no idea who played for the Falcons.
It's going to be Hainsey. Hainsey's going to be like, you guys suck.
I mean, I know Bill Goldberg played for the Falcons,
Yeah.
but he wasn't in their Hall
Oh,
of
my
Fame.
God. Mount Rushmore is Saints. I got one.
Oh, I can do the Saints.
That's good for you. I got 2.
Go ahead, name your 2.
Hold on. I gotta think. Drew Brees.
Jesus Christ, you're done. You're not drinking anymore.
Drew Brees.
That's an obvious choice.
Who was that? Jesus God.
Who was that? What?
Trying to think of wide receiver recently with Drew Brees. Oh, what was that dude's name?
Well, you had a couple. You want me to start naming them?
This,
You had Horn, Jeremy Horn, I think his name was.
yeah.
Or I know Brandon Cooks. You had Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. That's who I'm thinking of.
He's-
Brees, Thomas.
Listen, I'm thinking of one that's a special teamer.
The dude with the ALS.
No, I don't. What?
They have a freaking statue for him.
Their kicker?
Yeah.
Morton Anderson?
Was that? No. That's
No,
not.
I'm talking Morton Anderson.
Reggie Bush.
He played for them.
Ricky.
I mean, if you put him on your Rushmore, it's your Rushmore.
I can't even think of the Saints guys. Name your guys. That's terrible. I can't think of anybody.
So I'm going Tony Gonzalez, tight end. Started his career with Atlanta, played there for a long time. I'm going Julio Jones.
Yours is easier.
Man, I want to say Matt Ryan because I can't remember. Oh no. Oh man, I'm going to catch hell for this.
No, you didn't finish.
I'm going to catch hell for this.
You?
I'm going to say Michael Vick. Probably the greatest dual threat
I wouldn't.
quarterback
No,
of all time.
I don't think you're catching hell for that.
I mean, he's a
No.
dog fighter, whatever. But
He
so I got
did
Michael
his
Vick,
time and
Julio Jones,
you're doing way better than me.
Tony Gonzalez. Yeah, it'd be cliche to go two quarterbacks. I don't know if Matt Ryan. He's
No, I condone it.
Deion Sanders.
Oh, smart.
Shoo, woo, woo.
Yeah. What was that? Like 3?
You have Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, and
And,
you said Reggie Bush,
I said Ricky
Ricky Williams.
Williams. Well, that's 4.
Yeah, I would have definitely went Morton Anderson. There was a time when he was the highest scoring kicker in the league.
God, this is terrible. How am I going to get the Saints when I'm lit?
I don't know. I'd have probably went Derek Brooks.
I feel like it's a flashback to the Voodoo Ranger.
Jonathan Vilma was always good.
Oh, Jimmy, tight end.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham. Who's the guy who got shot? Was on defense. Got shot in the chest. Is it Michael something? What's that guy's name? He got shot in the chest. Oh, there's my phone.
Just recently?
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's not. I can't remember any. Derek Brooks and Vilma are the only two like big linebackers I can remember.
Oh. Honey Badger.
Well, or Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, but he didn't get
Or
shot in the
whatever.
chest. He just popped in my head.
You're talking about Sean Taylor.
No, he played for the Redskins.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know.
There's a guy on their team that had my last name, Shy Tuttle.
Really?
Yeah. Cam Jordan. They had a big nose guard. Oh. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but they had a really good nose guard for a long time. A Cam Hayward, essentially.
Oh, okay. Oh. Marquise Colson.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
another receiver.
Yeah. boy, that was rough.
You know what? I'm going to pull up right now, and I want you to do this for the Saints.
How did I not say Alvin Kamara?
I want you to pull up all-time.
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram would have been good.
Deuce
Staley.
McAllister. I'm stupid.
Do all-time. Roddy White.
Yeah.
See, I had Julio Jones, Deion Sanders, Michael Vick, Jesse Tuggle,
Oh,
Tony Andre
that's
Rison.
the last time I do a shot.
Jamal Anderson, we knew he did the Dirty Bird. I
Dirty
wasn't
Bird.
going to.
Jerry Glenville.
Yeah, he owns a NASCAR team still, doesn't he?
I don't know if he still does. We talked about this before.
All right,
All right.
man.
It's
almost like we had Voodoo Ranger tea here today.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Got me all
Lightweight.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Listen, nothing.
Well, I'm on this diet.
Nothing was better than the Voodoo Ranger.
No.
That was great.
I'm on this diet. I'm all, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I wanted to start mine today.
Yeah? Oh,
or
yeah.
This week. I talked about it. But
Yeah.
my mom had all the family over, and obviously it's an
Oh.
Italian family, so there's a ton of carbs.
We're getting close to Easter.
We are. I told her I needed 2 extra pies this year. She said only if I come over and help her make them.
And you're going to.
I'm going to on the Tuesday before I go back to work.
Breaking my diet.
And then tomorrow, your wife let the cat out of the bag. My birthday's Wednesday, so
Happy early birthday.
We're gonna do something for my birthday. Me and Megan tomorrow.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Probably be out and about somewhere. Go somewhere to eat. So
Anywhere in particular?
I don't know.
Where would you like to go?
I mean, I just want to kind of go to
The Iron Bridge?
No.
No.
I mean, I'd love to go there.
Yeah. The place with the wings.
That's closed.
What's that called?
MVP.
That closed?
Yeah, they closed.
Oh. Iron Bridge.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I really think that'd be a nice date spot for you and the missus. It's a little bit of ways, but it's close to the Grove City outlets.
Oh, okay.
So you can go to dinner, then go to the outlets and walk around and do
Spend
some
money we
shopping.
don't have.
Best prime rib I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Hands down.
You're going to end up at Arby's.
No. If we do anything, we'll
Yeah.
go to the Roadhouse. I got some gift cards.
Roadhouse.
I still have those gift cards I haven't used.
Oh, okay.
I still have Permani's gift cards.
Do you? Nice. I love Permanis.
I tried to sell it to you. You don't want it.
No.
Who wouldn't buy like a $50 gift card for like $30?
I'm not doing it. It's yours.
I don't like Permani's.
I love Permanis.
That's why I offered it to you for $30. I don't know. It's not bad to have every now and then, but I'm not going to go there. Drop 50.
Okay.
All right. Well, this was a blast. I feel like we're back to Garage Lounge. I feel like you came prepared today.
Totally. Yep. I will say though, I played off of you well. I feel until
Well,
the crown hit.
Listen,
That was a bad
it's
idea.
not that.
Why did you decide to get those out of there?
I don't ask. You got it out of there.
Nope.
Yeah, you did. And I asked you if I could have the fire one. And you said, sure. And then you pulled out the vanilla. And I said, what else you got in there?
Yeah. We did a shot.
It's not hard to riff for 2 hours when you're in the middle of football season.
Well, we weren't. We aren't, but for
but it's nice to be, really dive into like free agency and see what other teams are doing. And there were times where I got an alert on something. Did you?
Well, no, my wife just texted me.
Oh.
Getting told about laundry.
But yeah, This was fun. It was nice to really sit at home and do the notebook again. And I feel like it's long past due that we really dive into this head first and take it seriously again. I mean, we just fucked around for, oh, damn it.
Well, it's all right. I heard he.
I didn't know. I mean, I cussed. I don't think I dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah, I missed out on the censor.
But yeah, I mean, listen, if we're going to complain about viewers and
I'm not complaining.
we got to do our part.
What's
so
our
this
part?
is me doing our part. I'm going to be prepped every episode, and we're going to do this.
Well,
we're
that's
going to
good.
take this seriously, folks.
Because you're the guy and I'm the color guy.
You're colored?
No, I'm the color guy.
Oh, listen, Linda.
Have you heard from the CSPSN guys lately?
No, I haven't, but
I think they're still mad at us though.
so we're gonna try to smooth things over with CSESPN or CSPSN. And CSPSN.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and get them on again here soon. I don't know. Yeah, maybe soon. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's been a minute.
I mean, they're traveling on some scooter somewhere in Michigan right now.
Frozen together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go, man.
Yeah. Those guys are just living life.
So
So,
we gonna do this on a Monday next week?
I don't know. I haven't looked at my schedule.
Okay. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for us here at the lounge. We're
Yeah.
okay. As always, I better get this guy to bed. He's woo. Thank you.
Fucking peace. Oh, sorry.
Just get it out. Okay. You good?
Yeah.
You know who I don't see on that leaderboard?
He might not be even driving. Alejandro LaJoy. All right. Get to it.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on another episode. Like I said, we did away with the seasons and the episode count. If you didn't catch the intro, we're raw dogging this every week. So every week's like your first time. As always, we love you.
Peace.